What is up, awesome people of the internet? The WNBA now has more competition as Unrivaled Basketball League is set to start in just a couple of weeks. But how in the world did we get here? How in the world did we get from a thought of an idea a year ago to a fully baked league with millions of dollars raised? Well, let's go through everything you need to know about Unrivaled Basketball League. Now, first of all, let's first start in July of 2023, where Napheesa Collier, who plays for the Minnesota Lynx, and Breanna Stewart, who plays for the New York Liberty, though both are former teammates with the Yukon Huskies, they announced that they are creating a 3-on-3 league. And we didn't get a lot of information at the time in 2023, but what we did know was that the league was going to include 6 franchises, with 30 of the top players from the WNBA expected to participate in the league. Also, there would be one-on-one games as well for the league. We knew that it was going to be played between January through March in Miami during the WNBA's offseason. And we also learned that the goal of this thing was to pay players a competitive salary compared to their WNBA contracts, to at least the higher end of the WNBA contracts. And for a while, that's all we heard. We didn't hear anything else. Till all of a sudden in May of 2024, Unrivaled was announced. Boom, the name Unrivaled, it's here. It was announced as the new 3-on-3 league that would start in January of 2025 and give its players not only a high WNBA salary, but also it would include equity into the league. Now, that's a huge deal. And also, we found out the games was going to be played on a compressed full court. So not quite a normal full court, but still full court-ish, smaller full court. We also got a long list of initial investors, from Carmelo Anthony to Gary Vee to Gino Auriemma to Alex Morgan to media giants such as former president of ESPN John Skipper and former Turner president David Levy. The list went on in terms of the investors who said, yes, I love the idea of Unrivaled. I am getting in on this early for the seed, for the seed money round, right? And then we got to look at what the logo looks like. And a little bit of the brand overall, we got to take a look at. And clearly, they hired right when it came to whoever is handling their branding, because so far, what we have seen on social media, what we see on their website, and so on and so forth, has been nothing short of branding 101. Whoever is controlling that stuff is doing an amazing job, because the color schemes, the consistent brand identity in terms of the look and feel of every single thing they put out there on their website, on social, the way that they talk about the league, it's very on brand and very straight to the point, and really does help to tell the story of what Unrivaled really is. And clearly they did hire right on that part. And going beyond just the social media, Unrivaled has put in some great people in terms of leadership positions. Alongside Napheesa Collier and Breanna Stewart, we got Napheesa's husband, Alex Basil, as the president of Unrivaled. And if y'all don't know anything about Alex, he is a basketball junkie. He used to play basketball professionally and has been a skills coach working with some of the bigger name NBA and WNBA players for a long, long time. So he knows a lot of people, like a lot of people. And he knows a lot about basketball and how to really use that to leverage that into making money. Unrivaled also got Mickey Lawler as their commissioner of the league. And if y'all don't know anything about Mickey, she has spent the majority of her career in the world of tennis, serving in lots of capacities, most recently serving as the president of the Women's Tennis Association, and has done a lot of stuff with that. Also did some work with the WTA with Netflix as well. So she does have some experience, not just helping to build out a fantastic athletic event for people to watch and enjoy, but also a way to figuring out ways to make money off of that beyond just the sport itself. So that's a W move in getting someone like Mickey on board. Also, Napheesa had a huge hand in nabbing Lynx GM Claire Duwillis to head over to Unrivaled from the WNBA and serve as the executive vice president and general manager for the league, where she will be leading the league's efforts in contract negotiations with players and coaches. She'll also be overseeing the league's referees. More information on that hopefully will come, because we don't know who the referees are going to be, regulating playing rules and managing additional league administration. So yeah, you got somebody from the world of tennis who had a big name for herself. You got the Lynx GM, who has been doing a masterful job with the Lynx. I mean, just look at the fact that we saw the Lynx sort of get to where they got to through, yes, of course, a lot of coaching that was top notch, but also putting pieces in place to make this stuff happen. W move for sure. And on top of all of that, Unrivaled made sure to create a league that players actually wanted to play in. And the way you do that is you get buy-in immediately by giving them a stake at the table. And the way that Napheesa and Breanna Stewart wanted to do that is by giving players equity stake. Now, of course, they're the co-founders, so of course they got the majority of the stake, but each player for the inaugural season is getting a piece of equity into the league, and they're also getting a high starting wage as well. And it makes it easier when you're bringing in and when you're bringing people in and saying, hey, here is the money that you're going to be making guaranteed, in the twos, in the like 200,000 mark, right? Here's the number you're making, and here is the percentage equity that you are getting off top for believing in this organization. It's a W move, because now not only are you having people that are like, yes, this is my job to do this starting in January. This is my job to make sure I'm ready for 3-on-3. But someone can do that and have that be their job, and they can lollygag and like, oh, whatever, I'll play hard this day, I don't want to play hard this other day. But when you give people an equity stake, now they're bought in. Now the success, they're invested in the success of the organization, so they're going to play harder. They're going to do more to promote the league on their personal socials. They're just going to help your league a lot more than just giving somebody a salary. And so I thought that was a W move. So that all leads us to this point. The players that are making up Unrivaled. Initially, we were supposed to have a list of 30 players. Now we ended up with a list of 36. And let's go through those names of who we have participating. Of course, we have Napheesa Collier as one of the co-founders and a player in the league. She is a 4-time All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist with the U.S. national team. She won a NCAA championship when she was with UConn. She is a Commissioner's Cup champion, has had a fantastic career so far with the Minnesota Lynx. Definitely top 3 player in the WNBA for sure. Napheesa Collier can do a little bit of everything, and she really is a fun player to watch. Next up, we got the other co-founder, Breanna Stewart. Breanna Stewart is just all around fantastic. 6-time WNBA All-Star, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time WNBA champion, both with the Seattle Storm and most recently with the New York Liberty. She is a 2-time WNBA MVP. She won 4 times in a row when it came to the NCAA championship at UConn. One of the greatest players to ever step foot on UConn's campus. So yeah, you got Napheesa Collier and Breanna Stewart as your co-founders. And then we move on to the players that they were able to recruit to play in this league. We got Chelsea Gray, 6-time WNBA All-Star, 3-time champ. She has done her thing for a long time in the WNBA. She most recently did have an injury, came back middle of the WNBA season. She did go on to play in the Olympics. We'll see how she's able to play in Unrivaled, because fully healthy, like not this year Chelsea, but last year Chelsea in 2023, she was absolutely spectacular, and we will see if she's able to return back to that sort of style. We know she can get crazy with them passes, so we're gonna see how she does in Unrivaled. Next up, we got Arike Agumbawale, one of the crazy bucket getters in the WNBA. She can hit crazy shots. We saw it in college when she was at Notre Dame, where she hit bucket after bucket after bucket, helping Notre Dame win a NCAA championship. She has absolutely done her thing in the WNBA. 4-time All-Star. She is a 2-time All-Star MVP, which, that's a fun thing to put on her resume. She is a player who is always at the top of the league every single year when it comes to scoring. She does play for the Dallas Wings in the WNBA. Next up, we got Jewell Loyd from the Seattle Storm, though not in Seattle for very much longer. She is a 6-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time champ with the Seattle Storm. She was on the Olympic team for 2024 as well, 2-time Olympic gold medalist for Jewell Loyd, and she will eventually be somewhere else for the WNBA season. And because Unrivaled is going to be happening during the free agency talk, I think it's going to be really, really fun to see what may come out of that, because I'm sure players are going to be talking to other players and trying to get other players that are free agents or that are trying to force themselves out of a team. They're trying to get them on their team. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some recruiting going on. I'm just saying. Y'all better watch out for that, because I think that may be some cool social stuff to possibly have players deciding where they're gonna go inside of Unrivaled for the WNBA. So anyway, there's a lot of mix and mingling in terms of the WNBA and Unrivaled. So technically they're not officially partnering together, but all the players in Unrivaled also play in the WNBA, and so yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, next up we got Rhyne Howard. She is a 2-time WNBA All-Star. She was the former number 1 pick in the 2022 draft. She came from Kentucky. Now is playing with the Atlanta Dream. She was a rookie of the year when she was a rookie, and has really been doing her thing as one of the big 2 at the Dream. And we got another one of her top teammates that we're going to be talking about in just a second. Next up, we got Collier Copper, KFC. She is a 4-time All-Star. Really did have her claim to fame with the Chicago Sky. She recently was traded before the season started. Finished the season with the Phoenix Mercury, where she really was a huge star for that team. She can do just about everything. Copper is a small forward who can shoot the 3. She can get to the rim whenever she wants. And she's just flashy. She's just a fun player to watch. And she did make her Olympic debut in this past Olympics. So shout out to Clea Copper. All right, next up we got Jackie Young. Jackie Young plays with the Las Vegas Aces, has spent her entire career with Las Vegas Aces. She is a 3-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time champ with the Las Vegas Aces. She is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist as well. Next up, we got Angel Reese, the Bayou Barbie, a.k.a. the Chi-Town Barbie, a.k.a. whatever you want to call her from there. She is a rookie. She did just finish her rookie year for the WNBA. And has done just about everything. She is a NCAA champion. She was a All-Star in her rookie season. She was a player who led the league on average rebounds per game. She did end up injuring her wrist in the season, so she didn't actually finish the WNBA season, but she has been practicing, and she looks to be all ready to go for Unrivaled. Next up, let's talk about someone who Angel Reese likes a whole lot, and that is Dearica Hamby. Dearica Hamby is a 3-time WNBA All-Star. She does play for the Los Angeles Sparks. She did formerly play with the Las Vegas Aces until she was traded, and then she sued, and then, yada, 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 yada. Anyway, she did win a championship when she was with the Aces. She is a 2-time six woman of the year. She had a fantastic start to the WNBA season in 2024, and then kind of still did well, but not as well for the second half of the season. Dearica Hamby really is a fantastic player that I'm excited to see play in Unrivaled, and she does have 3-on-3 experience, so that's something to note. Next up, we got Kayla McBride. Kayla McBride plays for the Minnesota Lynx. She is a 4-time All-Star. She is a straight-up 3-point assassin. You need quick buckets in a hurry, Kayla McBride is probably your girl, and she can probably make that stuff happen. When she gets hot, and you better watch out. All right. Next up, we got Breanna Mabry. Talk about 3-point assassin. Yeah, that's Breanna too. Also, if I didn't mention this, Kayla McBride plays for the Minnesota Lynx. Breanna Mabry plays for the Connecticut Sun. She was traded mid-season to the Connecticut Sun. She is a NCAA champion with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. She is a 3-point hitter. She can get 3-point shots up like crazy. That's why the Connecticut Sun ended up trading for her. And I think she's going to have a really, really good year with Unrivaled. So I'm excited to watch Breanna and her feistiness play in Unrivaled. Next up, we got Satou Sabally. Satou Sabally is a 2-time All-Star, straight up unicorn. She, in a way, she's a whole lot like Napheesa Collier, in the fact that she's a power forward that can do literally anything on the court. Like she's just kind of a cheat code. She plays currently for the Dallas Wings, though probably not for long. We'll see. TBD. She is a free agent, so yeah, we'll see ultimately where she goes. I know a lot of people are saying that she may go to Indiana. I don't know. She may. Or she may stay in Dallas, or she may just go somewhere else. I don't know. But I do think it's going to be really fun when it comes to free agency signing to see what's happening at Unrivaled when it comes to Satou Sabally, because I'm sure she's going to be talking to some players and they're going to be trying to recruit her to their team. Also, a thing to note is that Satou Sabally has dealt with some injuries, and so that's something to know here. She should be all fully healthy and ready to go. Though she did play half of the WNBA season, because for the first half of this past season, she was in Dallas, but she was in street clothes for games as she was rehabbing. She did play for the Olympics for Germany, and did play the second half of the WNBA season. Next up, we got Ryan Howard's buddy, Alicia Gray. Alicia Gray plays for the Atlanta Dream. She is a 2-time All-Star. She is a Olympic gold medalist when it comes to 3-on-3, or 3x3, I should say. So she does have quite a bit of experience with that. She was a former Rookie of the Year as well. Next up, we got Natasha Cloud. Natasha Cloud won a WNBA championship with the Washington Mystics. Now she plays for the Phoenix Mercury. She is one of the league's best passers, right? Also one of the league's top point guards. She can defend really well. She is a good passer. She is someone who can look for a shot at times as well, but really is someone who looks to feed the bigs on her team, and I'm excited to see ultimately what she's able to do in Unrivaled. Next up, we got Skylar Diggins-Smith, the Notre Dame legend. I keep mentioning Notre Dame because I recently went to Notre Dame, so that's why I keep mentioning Notre Dame. Anyway, she's a 6-time WNBA All-Star, 4-time WNBA first-team player, and she has been doing her thing previously with the Phoenix Mercury. Well, first with the Dallas Wings, then with the Phoenix Mercury, now with the Seattle Storm. Next up, we got another rookie on the list, Rickea Jackson. She was a 4th pick in the WNBA draft in 2024. She does play for the LA Sparks, where she has lit it up, especially in that second half of the season when I felt like she really got the rope to kind of make some stuff happen and start and actually play. Rickea Jackson is fantastic. She is another player that's sort of like a she initially was a power forward in college, has transitioned very well to the small forward role, and has really been developing and doing her thing there. So I'm excited to see what Rickea is able to do in 3-on-3. Next up, we got Dejanay Carrington, the defensive specialist that she is. She can lock down just about anybody when it comes to defense. She is a player who made the first team all defense this past year. She is also the reigning most improved player of the year person. Anyway, she had a fantastic 2024, like absolutely career numbers when it comes to points, when it comes to rebounds, when it comes to assists. She has had a banner of a 2024, and she is entering into 2025 ready to go with Unrivaled. Next up, we got a legendary point guard in the WNBA, Courtney Vandersloot, who is all set to go for Unrivaled. She is a 5-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time WNBA champ with the Chicago Sky and with the New York Liberty. She is the all-time WNBA playoff assist leader as well. So, yeah, Courtney Vandersloot would be doing her thing. Definitely is closer to retirement for her, but I'm excited to see ultimately what she is able to do in Unrivaled. Next up, we got another guard who is defensively top-notch, and that is Brittany Sykes. She is a 2-time all-defense first-team selection. Slim is a player who has dealt with injury quite a bit, actually, recently, and is trying to get healthy consistently. And when she is healthy, she is a player who can score the basketball. She currently plays for the Washington Mystics, and she has been tasked with scoring a lot. Not necessarily this past season because she has dealt with injury, but in 2023, she absolutely had a banner of a year. Not just showing people that she is just a defensive specialist, but also she is a player who can score the basketball at will whenever she really wants to. So yeah, that is Slim. Next up, we got Shakira Austin. She is another player who is struggling to stay healthy. She does also play for the Washington Mystics. She is a post player who's big. She can score. She can be physical in the post. But her main thing is just staying healthy. Can she stay healthy? That's a big question for her. Next up, we got Tiffany Hayes. She does currently play for the Las Vegas Aces. She did retire from the WNBA and then unretired, joined the Aces, and really did do her thing this past season. She won the 6th Player of the Year for the WNBA, and also she can score whenever she wants, and she can bring the flash in droves. Next up, we got Brittany Griner, BG, 9-time All-Star in the WNBA, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, champion with the Phoenix Mercury. She's just another player who, I was actually pretty surprised that she even decided to go to Unrivaled. Not something that I would have really expected her to do, but she made that decision to do that, and I'm interested to see ultimately what Brittany Griner is able to do. All right, going from one big to another big, we got Azurá Stevens. She has won a championship with the Chicago Sky. Now she plays with the Los Angeles Sparks. She is another player who's dealt with injury. Y'all noticing a trend here? Lots of injuries lots of formerly injured players who are going to be playing in Unrivaled because of, Anyway, Azurá Stevens is a post player that can score. She does have a bit of a mid-range game. Can get some good blocks here and there. So yeah, interested to see what she can do. Next up, we got Miss Williams, Courtney Williams, on the list as well. She is playing for Unrivaled, and she is one of those players who is feisty. She can get after you on defense. When it comes to offense, she has that mid-range game like on lock. It's on lock. She is a mid-range assassin when it comes to the WNBA, and ultimately, she is one of those players that is just fun. She's a fun people person, and I just really enjoy watching Courtney Williams play. She does play for the Minnesota Lynx currently. All right, next up we got Kate Martin. She is a legendary Iowa player. She was really, it was her, it was Caitlin, and it was Gabby Marshall, right, with Iowa. She played this past year with the Las Vegas Aces, though she did get picked up in the expansion draft to go on over to the Golden State Valkyries. And so it'll be fun to have a Golden State Valkyrie representative in Unrivaled. Money Martin, she can score. She could play solid defense. And ultimately, I do think that she should have gotten a little bit more minutes than what she did get in 2024 with the Aces. And I'm pretty sure she's going to be looking to prove herself big time, especially as she is going to be, auditioning for a spot on the inaugural team for the Golden State Valkyries. One rookie to another, Aaliyah Edwards, the Canadian herself. She is a two-time Olympian with the Canadian national team. She was drafted recently in this 2024 WNBA draft. She plays for the Washington Mystics and also is just another player who is looking to really just show what she can do. She did get some good playing time, but ultimately the Washington Mystics were not very good. So they now have a new coach, and so she's looking to really show what she can do on that front. Next up, we got Lexi Hull from the Indiana Fever. Lexi is a NCAA champ. She is a player who can shoot threes really, really well. And we saw that this past season, especially in the second half of the season with the Indiana Fever. She's another player who I think can light it up when she starts to really feel it. From one Indiana Fever player to another, we got Aaliyah Boston. She is a two-time WNBA All-Star. She is a NCAA champ with the South Carolina Gamecocks. She was a former number 1 pick. And she can battle down low. So I'm really interested to see her play 3-on-3 because it's just very different than 5-on-5. So I'm really interested to see that because she did not play overseas or in Athletes Unlimited last year. And so I'm happy that she decided to do Unrivaled this year because I really do think it's going to help jumpstart 2025 for her in terms of the WNBA season, so she doesn't have to have a slower start. She can just go into it and be all good to go. Next up, we got Alyssa Thomas, the engine that she is. She's a 5-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time WNBA first-team player. She made her Olympic debut this past year for the France Olympics. She is the WNBA's all-time leader in triple-doubles. She could just do a little bit of everything. She's not going to score 20 points or nothing like that, but she is going to give you close to 10-10-10. All right? She can run your offense. She's a post player, but she can do a little bit of everything. So, yeah. That is Alyssa Thomas. Next up, we got Stephanie Dawson, Big Mama. Anyway, she is a 2-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time NCAA champion, again with the UConn Huskies. She won I believe this was the inaugural 3x3 Olympic gold medal for Team USA, and so that was kind of fun. So she does have that experience playing 3-on-3. And she does have a 3-point shot for days. Like one of the best 3-point shooters in the WNBA. And it makes it even more impressive that she is a post player and she's doing that. Next up, we got also a thing to note is that Stephanie Dawson plays for the Washington Mystics. All right. And Alyssa Thomas plays for the Connecticut Sun, if I didn't say that. Anyway, next up, we got Ray Burrell, who has joined Unrivaled. She is a player who can score. She plays for the LA Sparks and was a pretty big time player when she played at Tennessee. All right, next up we got Jordan Canada, who plays for the Atlanta Dream. She is a 2-time WNBA champ with the Seattle Storm, where she previously played at. And she is a player who also did deal with some injury, but is back and ready to ball out of control in Unrivaled. All right, let's keep on going. We got just a couple more names to go, and we are done. Next up, we got Cameron Brink. Who plays for the Los Angeles Sparks as well. She's a NCAA champion with the Stanford Cardinals. She also did win a 3x3 medal as well. This one was for the World Cup, the FIBA World Cup, and so that was cool. So she does have that experience and would have been on the 3x3 Olympic roster for 2024 had she not gotten injured. She was ultimately replaced by her teammate, Dearica Hamby, to represent Team USA for 3x3. She was a second pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. She did tear her ACL in the WNBA season and is not expected to play in Unrivaled in 2025. Likely she will be joining the team in 2026. That's what they put on the social post. Though there is a small chance, maybe, not likely at all, that she actually plays this season. But she has been assigned to a team. Why? Not totally sure. but she is one of the wild card players for Unrivaled. Another wild card player we got is Katie Lou Samuelson. Katie Lou plays for the Indiana Fever. She is another UConn Husky. A lot of UConn Huskies on this team. But yeah, she hasn't had a great time in Indiana, especially this past season. She recently had a baby, so that's number one. And she hasn't really been her like previous self just yet. But I do think the Unrivaled and playing at a more faster pace is really going to help her sort of get back in the group of things and have her set up for a really good 2025 WNBA season. And finally, we have the last player that has joined Unrivaled, and now we are at 36 players. It is Breanna Ionescu. She is a 3-time WNBA All-Star. She is a WNBA champion, most recently with the New York Liberty. She is an Olympic gold medalist. She recently had surgery on her finger, though she should be good to go come January. Breanna is a big-time player, big shot maker, big shot taker, and this is a huge get for Unrivaled to get as their last spot. So, we originally went from 30 players that were going to participate in Unrivaled to 36 players, including 3 wildcard players. So, we got the players all set to go. We got the coaches solidified, as well as the team names. And for the coaches, they all really have a large amount of player development experience. You got Phil Handy, I should say. He is a former NBA player, 3-time NBA champ, actually, as an assistant coach as well. He has spent some time with the Lakers. He spent some time with some other teams as well, just sort of helping to get players ready to go. Getting them ready to go and really helping to further develop players as a whole. We also have Adam Harrington as well. He is a former assistant coach and former director of player basketball, player development, I should say, for the Brooklyn Nets. He also was formerly a shooting coach as well for the OKC Thunder. We got Nola Henry, who has been on the sidelines of the WNBA. She was an assistant coach with the LA Sparks and was also with the Connecticut Sun as well. We got DJ Sackman, who has done a lot when it comes to player development as well. He has been developing players, working with players from all levels for a while, doing camps and clinics and a whole bunch of stuff like that. He also does have this company called Hoop Study, where it's sort of like an educational platform where athletes can really help to elevate their game. And it's sort of like school for athletes, which is kind of interesting and kind of cool. But anyway, he is going to be participating as a coach. We got Andrew Wade as well. He most recently was the player development and assistant coach for the Washington Mystics. And he also was on the team when they won their championship. He has had some experience in the NBA as well, has been with the Washington Wizards G League team, the Capital City Go, and has spent some time with the Orlando Magic as well. And finally, we got Teresa Weatherspoon on the Unrivaled coaching staff as well. She has most recently served as the head coach for the Chicago Sky for 1 year, and then she was promptly fired. She has spent some time with the New Orleans Pelicans as well, and most notably, she was someone who worked really closely with Zion Williamson and was a player development coach and assistant coach for the Pels. She also has had a long history in the WNBA. She was a former player in the WNBA and has hit some big shots in league history. And her name is in a lot of places when it comes to the history books of the W. And she's about to do her thing with Unrivaled. So those are the teams. All right, those are the coaches, I should say. And for the team itself, we have for the Laces, we got Jackie Young, we got Tiffany Hayes, we got Kayla McBride, we got Alyssa Thomas, Kate Martin, and Stephanie Dolson. For the Lunar Owls, we got Napheesa Collier, Courtney Williams, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Alicia Gray, Shakira Austin, and Cameron Brink. For the Mist, we got Breanna Stewart, Dejanay Carrington, Courtney Vandersloot, Jewel Lloyd, Aaliyah Edwards, and Rakia Jackson. For the Phantom, we have Satu Sabli, we got Marina Mabry, we got Brittany Griner, Natasha Cloud, Katie Lou Samuelson, and Sabrina Ionescu. For Rose Basketball Club, we got Angel Reese, Chelsea Gray, Brittany Sykes, Kalia Copper, Azarae Stevens, and Lexi Hull. For Vinyl Basketball Club, we got Arike Gumbawale, Ray Burrell, Ryan Howard, Aaliyah Boston, Jordan Canada, and De'Erica Hamby. So, got the team set, and we are all set to go. The investment is there. The partnerships are secure. You got TV deals. They were able to secure a $35 million investment from athletes, celebs, media moguls, and a whole lot more. They were able to get partnership deals with Miller Lite, Under Armour, Wilson, State Farm, Media Pro North America, who set up their facility, TNT Sport, Ally Financial, and a whole lot more. All games will be made available on Max, with some games also available on TNT and True TV as well. So they have been working up a storm, in less than a year from thinking of this as an idea to really making it official in May of 2024 to actually having a fully baked product. And they're also not only doing a whole bunch of partnership stuff, not only are they securing the bag, literally, financially, but they're thinking about the future as well. Locking down Paige Beckers, Juju Watkins, and Flauja Johnson for the future of Unrivaled. And, this is a great start. But before the season actually kicks off in January, we do still have some questions. There's still some stuff that we don't know, and hopefully we will find out soon. One, we don't know the referees. Who's going to be refereeing this thing? Is it WNBA referees that are used to 5-on-5? Are we looking at 3-on-3, 3x3 referees? How many referees are going to be on the court, right? What are the official rules? How long will the games last? What exactly does the 1v1 tournament actually look like? Lots of questions are swirling in my brain around this league, and time will tell ultimately what those answers are. But that is everything you really need to know about Unrivaled. Hopefully this was helpful to y'all. I know this is kind of long, but I hope this is helpful and gives y'all some good insight. Guys, if y'all could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button as well. I make content all about women's basketball, so if that is your thing, make sure to lock into this channel and subscribe and hit that like. And guys, I will see y'all in the next one. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.